Hi everyone, Anthony Peach Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new blink-182 album, Nein. Yes, this is the latest full-length LP from big league California pop-punk band Blink-182. It's their 9th album, hence the title. It has now been 3 years since the group dropped their terrible 2016 album California, 4 years since the band saw a major lineup change with co-songwriter Tom DeLonge leaving the group, being replaced by the Alkaline Trio's Matt Skiba, and it's now been 8 years since the band made the comeback that maybe they shouldn't have with Neighborhoods in 2011. And now we have Nein. Which is not good. It's not a good record. It's not very good at all. I mean, you know it, I know it. I don't need to lie to you about this. It was pretty much common knowledge going into this record that it was not going to live up to Blink's best. I feel like all I can do at this point is just sit back and watch the variety of ways that Blink can just shit on their legacy right now. That's essentially how listening to Nein feels. Granted, there are a few decently written tunes and choruses on here that are sweet, mildly catchy. Also, it's admirable that Mark and Travis do better by Matt on this record by giving him more mic time, giving him more songwriting spotlight, at least allowing him the space to try to fill Tom's shoes as a songwriter. But beyond that, I don't really have anything positive to say about this album. The production is god-awful. It is way too glossy. It is way too clean. Sometimes it's so compressed, it's crushing, it's head-crushing, it's oppressive, just blown out to the point where it's irredeemable, and the vocals are so touched up. They have this strange chorused or overdubbed quality about them that just makes them sound alien or inhuman, especially on many of Mark's verses. I mean, listen to the opening vocals on the track Happy Days. This does not sound like Mark Hoppus as much as it sounds like a badly programmed Mark Hoppus AI, just singing a lesser version of a song that he would stereotypically sing, as some of the twangy guitars and the marching snares on there sounds like a classic Blink song, but much, much less gratifying. I'd also like to believe my AI theory also carries over into the songwriting aspects of the record, because I can't imagine a person writing down, I want to feel happy days, happy days, happy days, happy days, walls of isolation inside my pain, and just say, yep, that's it. The lyrics get weirder as Mark describes himself on the opening of the song Heaven, committing arson, I guess. Then there's the song Dark Side, which is sung by Skiba and sounds like it's about not being able to get a goth girlfriend. She doesn't know you exist, she doesn't seem to have any interest in you, but you follow her to the dark side anyway, in an unconsenting fashion, I might add. I don't know, Matt, maybe you should have saved this one for the next Alkaline Trio record, because I don't know if creeping on goth girls is really like in the Blink narrative. Not that this album isn't loaded with cringy breakup songs that make you worry about everyone involved being in an incredibly unhealthy state of arrested development. The song I Really Wish I Hated You certainly puts Rivers Cuomo's supposed Peter Pan syndrome in perspective. It's a track that makes just about every 90s songwriter who refuses to just branch out into a more mature songwriting style look like a fucking adult. Mark and company also blame it on their youth on the track Blame It On My Youth, which is loaded with all of these skittering drum edits and bright, shouty choruses for the younger millennials and zoomers out there, I guess. Plus a boomy drum beat and keyboard line that sounds like the kickoff to a Matt and Kim song. The song Runaway features both Mark and Matt doing some very dramatic rap singing over a tight drum loop and some very sad keyboard passages. It's like what Linkin Park must sound like to people who hate Linkin Park. And the transition into this pop-punk chorus is so frickin' loud and blown out, it may cause irreparable damage to your eardrums. The song Black Rain is another weird stylistic transition. It features all of these pretty aggressive drum beats, very fast, soaring vocals, staccato riffs that read like something out of a song, maybe even it's a little Baroness inspired. I suppose it's interesting to hear them try what they're doing here, but I don't think it came out particularly good. The song sees Mark putting on that really whiny, emo affectation on his voice, and writing lyrically from a very dramatic place. It's not the worst song here, but it is just generic emo pablum. At least Blink isn't trying to hide it. I mean, after all, they do have a song a few tracks later just titled On Some Emo Shit, which is boring, yes, but come on. You're going to make me wait to listen to this terribly titled song all the way at the end of your record, and when I finally get to it, you're not even going to give me the satisfaction of hearing you sing on some emo shit in the chorus. It certainly would have been a better excuse for a hook than what you have on this track currently. It's better than Hung Over You though, which I guess is an attempt at some clever wordplay, as I'm hungover because I'm drunk, but I'm also hung over you emotionally, so there's all these references to essentially being stuck on this relationship, stuck on this person, but also just waking up just hungover. It's also got a weird ass beat that sounds like the band is trying to work some foreign flavor into the mix, but it's gentrified to the point where I can't tell what it is. Are you trying to do a dance hall thing, a Latin thing? One time, two times. And what is this awful vocal melody? I was so wasted I couldn't see you. Didn't seem like a choice, now I could never leave you. Who is going to come away from this song humming that? It's just darting in every direction and utterly failing at creating a likable melody. The closing track ingeniously is titled Remember to Forget Me. If I'm lucky, this is terrible. There are only a few passages on a few songs that I thought were okay. No wonder pop punk is in dire straits these days, and I don't mean to shit on the new generation, but when people who have been big influencers in the genre are doing this, I'm sure it's tough to see a way forward. The terrible vocal processing, the sucky songwriting, all the sequenced drums, the blaring over-compressed choruses, the lyrics, I just cannot stand a great deal of what this album brings forward, frankly. I'm feeling light too on this. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Blink-182, forever.